What if Lucifer was gravity and the science really was religion?
Hi, welcome to Conflict Revolution Part 2, Module 1, Mission Statement, Goals, Objectives, Ground Rules, and Values. So first of all, I want to start out by saying that conflict resolution is indeed a revolutionary way to approach conflict. It's going to require that you open up your mind to seeing things in a completely new way. And the mission of conflict resolution from the start has always been world peace, one person at a time, starting with each individual being self-monitoring, to give each individual a system that they will choose to use to monitor our own field, our own domain, to find out where our conflicts lie first and foremost in that domain, take care of them there, and then turn and help to facilitate an outcome in the arena of the conflict that is also for the greatest good and done in a peaceful, non-violent way, to transform conflicts non-violently. And if you're here, you probably believe, like I do, that we've come to a time in the human development of human evolution that we have to learn to get along. We have to learn ways to resolve our conflicts that don't require war or violence, because at this point that escalation could cause us all to go missing and to go extinct. Between the war on the environment and the weapons and everything that we're being assaulted with right now, this is a way for us to begin to turn it around in here first, in our own domain. So the goal that we have today, or through this course of learning, is that you learn this new way, and then we inspire you to go off in your own life and use it. This is about you becoming the leader in your own life. The idea is that every individual, by understanding their own domain and actually taking care of it, self-monitoring, self-loving, self-aware, can facilitate a greater change in the world around us. And as we say in conflict resolution, we create miracles, meaning we can facilitate events that seem unexplainable. Except we don't assign that supernatural stuff to some God outside ourselves. We actually see the cause and effect of when we choose to have this much control over our own domain, the miracles that we can and do create. So I hope in the goal of showing you how to do this that we can also inspire you to go out and use it. So the objectives are, first of all, we're going to learn what the domain is, the 3 human dimensions within a domain, and there's a few other elements to it. But we're going to teach you how that domain works, where you have control over what parts. Then we're going to take an actual conflict and use the details of the arena where maybe you've been acting out this conflict for years with your mother-in-law. I had somebody, it was 30 years they had been at conflict. And we're going to use the details to pull away from the arena and kind of plug them into our maps. So to really look at them in this completely new way. And then hopefully, as I said, we're going to inspire you to, when you come away from this experience, to use this process on your own in your life to facilitate this kind of transformation. And as I said, I think we're all poised at a place where we all want to do whatever we can to help the planet right now. Seems like a pretty crazy place. So this is a good place to start. Now, the first ground rule is your domain is your responsibility. You're looking after your domain is your responsibility. My domain is not your responsibility. Her domain is not your responsibility. Your domain is your responsibility. Mine is mine, hers is hers, but yours is yours. Okay, that's the first ground rule. The second ground rule is your domain is your responsibility. So it's not her responsibility, your domain. It's not my responsibility. Don't try to make me responsible for your domain. But you see in these two ground rules, two different aspects of yourself. One is your domain. What is that? The thoughts, the feelings, the senses, all aspects of your domain. Then there's the relationship you have to that domain. So not only are these things yours to take care of, but you need to have a relationship in order to take care of them. And this is what we're going to teach you. Now the third ground rule is C1 and 2. Because that's how much we can't stress enough that this is about you understanding, you getting to know, you observing, you changing you, where you have all the power. And one of the reasons we say this is because if you can create it, if you take responsibility for creating it, then you can have the realm of uncreating it. You can also be in control of uncreating it. And then you can recreate it into something that's better for the good of the whole. And also nonviolent and just, filled with justice and peace. Whatever the outcome is, for whatever the conflict is. Now, values. The very first value we have is passion. Now, again, conflict resolution has very specific definitions for these terms. You can think passion means a whole bunch of different things, but in conflict resolution it means that you have every right and also the responsibility to feel all emotion. We're going to tell you what that actually means. We're going to teach you how to feel and define what emotion is. And in our world, we're going to give you a new way to have a relationship to emotion. But you see, our value is passion. It's part of what keeps us alive. When people lose their passion, they lose touch with their emotion. It's just that there's a lot of misunderstanding about emotion and the power of emotion. So we're going to look at that individually as well. The second value we have is non-judgment. And what that is objectivity. We want to open up our perspective. We want to use our intellect to examine all sides, to have a much more objective, observing discovery process. So, non-judgment. And we're also looking for all these voices still residing within our heads that may be judging us first and foremost, telling us we can't do this or we shouldn't do that or you were wrong or bad or what have you. So another value we have is non-judgment for ourselves and each other. And the third value that we have is humor, because honestly there are some things that nothing but humor will get you through. That's what I've found anyway. There's certain situations that only humor will save you. So if you can't laugh at yourself, get ready, because I'll laugh at you. And you can do me the same favor anytime, because I find being able to laugh at myself a great relief. It takes a lot of pressure off of thinking that you have to be perfect. And plus it's good to laugh. It's good to have fun and make fun and have joy in everything that we do. It's an important value. So these are the mission, the goal, the objectives, the ground rules, and the values of conflict resolution. Now let's move into looking at your domain.
Would you still find me in a crowd? Would you say it right out loud? Would you walk across the broken glass again for me, please? I'm crazy, I'm sure, and I know there is no cure for the longing, but you wouldn't want thou not to be grand.